Hello everyone and welcome to the Best of Beauty Week 2023, where each day this week I share specific categories dedicated to the best of in luxury beauty for 2023. I'm Mo, which is short for Monique, and today we're talking about bronzers, blush, highlight, and setting powders. Let's hydrate and begin. Hi again. I just wanted to thank you so much for spending your time with me during the Best of Beauty Week for 2023. Now just make sure you've got your notifications turned on and that you're subscribed. For the Best of Beauty Week this year, because we did things pretty much the same category-wise every single year, we're changing it up a little bit this year. Categories are a little bit different. We've got a new category. We're having fun with it. And we're doing things also a little different when it comes to the makeup. Usually in the Best of Beauty Week, I will use my best of eyeshadows to create looks in each and every video. But this time I'm actually using eyeshadows that are newer to me. The eyeshadow that I'm using today, again, everything's going to be listed and linked down below, so don't you worry. It is the Pat McGrath one. I picked this up during the Sephora sale. As you can see, she's very pink, but she's very pretty. I personally love pink eyeshadow, and I think if you're into pink eyeshadow, you'll like this palette. I'll say, okay, if you were to take away the special shades, the more intense dramatic shades over here, these 6 shades are very easy, everyday wearable type of colors. Very practical, very pretty. I use this in the crease, and I mix these two on the lid, and that's it. I did go into this shade here on the lower lash line, and I did go in with a nude liner to kind of open up the eyes and make it look like baby dollish-esque. But as always, everything we talk about and everything I'm wearing, all those details, shade references, majority of the things you can think of. Listed and linked down below in the description box. So with that little tidbit out of the way, let's get into the bronzers, the blushes, the highlights, and the powders that were just ooh-ah, amazing, totally worth it in 2023. Let's start off with bronzers. And I actually have one face palette to share with you that literally has everything you need. Hermès. Wow. This, the full name, is Plein Air H Trio Healthy Glow Mineral Powder. That's what it says, but this is bronzer. This is a very, very well-loved bronzer. I really like the way Hermès describes this. Let me quickly share it with you. A bronzing mineral powder inspired by 3 of nature's elements, air, sun, and earth. Warmth, earth with the color, and air because it's a very light powder. That's what I got. This is in the shade number 4. This is what I'm wearing today. This is the bronzer I have been reaching for the most ever since I got it. I still use other bronzers, but there's just something about this formula that I really, really like. The formula applies and melds into the skin beautifully. Wears beautifully on the skin throughout the day for long periods of time. I've not had any issues with it fading or being patchy in any way. It's a very, very nice formula. And as you can see, there are 3 different shades in this. And what I really like about that is I can target in particular areas if I want to, or mix it all together, which is what I do a lot of times. This is all 3 shades swirled together. Lightest, medium, and darkest. It has a very beautiful finish on the skin. It melds in the skin. It blends into the skin. I can build it up. I can make it really, really light. There are no glittery, shimmery particles in here, but it's not a matte and flat, dull type of powder. It's just a very natural powder on the skin. It's amazing. I dabbled into a new brand this year. This is GXVE, I believe that's how you say it, by Gwen Stefani. And this is the Pick It Up Cream Contour Talc-Free Bronzer Duo. And here it is. So up top you have a cream and down below is the powder. I do not like the packaging on this, but the actual product's quality and performance is so good, I'm willing to overlook it. Here is the cream, and then here is the powder. This cream formula is really, really good. It blends really easily, it builds, or you can really sheer it out for those more natural, soft kind of days. And the powder applies over top very easily. The cream I've used all on its own, and the powder I've used all on its own. The powder has a very soft texture, not a soft texture in the sense that it's too soft, it just fluffs everywhere. It's a soft texture that blends into the skin very nicely. The color on this is really, really nice. It's a color that works. It's a color that if you want to go the natural route where it, you know, those days where you don't want to look like super snatched and contoured, you can achieve that with this. Just use a little bit less. Use a little bit more of a lighter hand. Use a sponge to blend the cream. And then just lightly apply the powder over top. And that versatility aspect I love because it allows me to use the product in different ways more and reach for it more often. So again, I really didn't like the packaging, but the actual product, A+. Really good stuff. This bronzer has been a favorite for many, many years, and I don't ever see myself without it. It's from Sisley, this little guy. This is the most natural bronzer I have ever used. It gives a beautiful lit from within, but brings warmth to the skin. It looks like skin. It wears beautifully. I can't tell you how many times I've repurchased this. Let's just put it this way. I've been using Sisley bronzer since it was in the silver packaging. And I think it was a couple of years now that they've gone into the gold. You know, honestly, I don't love this packaging for the price point, but the actual product is what you're paying for truly when it comes to this. Just because it's formulation, just touching it, you can feel the quality, and its performance is unmatched. I love and forever will my beloved Sisley bronzer. Let me share that face palette with you that literally has everything you need. Finishing powder, bronzer, blush, highlight, you name it. And one of the best formulas, and we all know it, Hourglass. They come out with one of these every single year. This year was pretty cool because you were able to customize, meaning you could select your packaging. I went with the owl. If you're unfamiliar with Hourglass powders, they are baked, beautiful, just amazingness. That's in the most basic of terms that I can say it. I tell you, for the longest time, I didn't know what the hype was. I recently, I want to say a couple of years at this point, just got into Hourglass's powders. And let's just say, it does not disappoint. The formula on all of these powders is really something special, and that's what makes Hourglass's powders Hourglass's powders. Starting off with the finishing powder, this gives just the most natural, beautiful glow to your skin while just finishing and just melding everything together in a way like I have never seen or experienced before. And I feel like I've tried a lot of makeup. It goes the same for the blushes. The blushes, you know, they add the nice, beautiful color to the skin with a bit of glow, but in a way that just looks so good on all different types of skin. The bronzer in this palette in particular gives a little bit of warmth and glow to the skin in such a gorgeous way. These powders are just skin. These powders just enhance you and your skin in such an amazing way. I do have a dedicated video to this if you want to really see it in action and all the things. And then the highlighters never disappoint. They bring a glow to the skin that looks like it's lit from within. It does not look like you just dusted powder. It melds into your skin like so amazing. I can't say enough good things about these palettes. The hype is real. I was not a believer until I actually tried it for myself. Finally. Let's talk about glowy, healthy, lit from within skin with the best of when it comes to highlighters for 2023. I'm going to start off with a liquid highlighter from WestmanAtelier. These are the liquid, super loaded, all over illuminator drops with vitamin C. I know the names are a lot, but they're pretty much liquid highlighters from WestmanAtelier. These are multifunctional products. Yes, they are illuminating drops, highlighters, if you may, but they're very multifunctional. This is something you can put a drop or two in with your moisturizer if you want like the extra glow with no makeup. Works beautifully as such. I, in particular, have the shade Peau de Soleil. It's a darker shade. I will use this like a bronzer. I'll go in with my sponge or even my fingers and just add a little bit of warmth to the skin in the areas that you would typically use bronzers. Now, you can also use this as it is intended on the high points of the face. This is also something that you can put and then go over top with a powder, and it is going to give you the most beautiful beaming glow, all while still looking like skin and just that lit from within. Now, it is WestmanAtelier, so you're going to have good ingredients. It's also got skincare in there, and it's clean beauty, so it's fuss-free kind of business. Peau de Soleil and Peau de Pêche. These have a great texture. They're not oily and greasy. They're more gel-like, and they blend and look amazing on the skin. Super easy type of products. Very much products that you can just apply with your hands and go. It's like that. It's like a part of skincare. Just do a little bit and go. Or you can take your time and be a little bit more precise and really, really enjoy them to the fullest. And the packaging is really cute. And yes, it's a liquid, but it does lock, so you don't have to worry about it being messy or spilling. Thankfully, I haven't had that as an issue. Let's talk about this highlighter from Chanel, and that is what I'm wearing today. I like this so much because of its tone. This has a pinky tone to it. It's got some swirls of like silver and pink. On the skin, it gives a very soft hint of pink. And I do like applying this over top of blush. So I forgot to tell you the name. Hello. Fantaisie de Chanel. This came out with that pastel eyeshadow palette. I don't find this to have per se like glittery particles to it, but it does illuminate the skin very, very nicely. It is marbled. It's got that silver mixed in with the pink. And it just adds that beautiful luminosity to the skin. Something I really, really enjoyed. I believe this came out for summer. Summer? Was it summer? I think. Let's talk about the best of blush for 2023. I feel like I used and tried so many blushes, but there were so many blushes that were so good. Let's talk about these two here from CharlotteTilbury. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush Wand. Easy liquid blush. Packaging is like this. This, I think, it sounds so empty. And I do like that it has the locking mechanism. Swatching blushes is seriously not the best way to get the gist of the product. I don't know what it is about swatching blushes that just doesn't do well. Blushes, I don't know, it's just something that you have to apply. Here is the Pillow Talk matte blush. This has got a great formula, and although it's matte, it's not a flat and dull type of matte. It does bring that flush of color to the skin. You can sheer this out nicely. You can build it up. It's gorgeous. This, you don't need a lot of it. I learned that the hard way, but I'm glad that I learned it. So same kind of packaging. The Peachgasm Beauty Light Wand High Blush. And this is in the shade Peachgasm. It's a peachy pinky tone with so much glow. I mix these two all the time. It gives the most unique, beautiful flush of color with such natural glow to the skin. Blend really nicely and just look amazing on your skin. I have this little guy here from Sisley. This is the Phyto-Blush Twist. It's pretty much like a stick blush and is in the shade number 2 Fuchsia. Look at that. So bright, so fun, we love. This is another cream product. It blends really nicely. It's easy to work with. This is literally something I stripe on my face. I'll use my fingers to blend it out, or I'll use like a beauty blender or brush. All of the avenues of products and things I use to blend the Sisley blush work really, really nicely. Effortless, builds really nicely if you really want to amp up. You know, you can also use it on the lips. It's a no fuss type of product. Super, super easy. Here is a very unexpected combo of blush that I found myself using a lot. Sisley. This is the Phyto-Blush. This is super bright. And I got this because I had it in the cream, okay? So I got the same colors, but the powder is definitely a lot brighter and more intense. Hence why I need something to kind of tone it down. This is actually from a brand called Mob. This is, I don't even know what this is called. It has nothing on it. I will apply this blush and then I'll go and apply this to kind of neutralize it, to kind of tone it down while it creates the most beautiful color. I can't explain it. It's just so nice. And there's that Mob blush. And who would have thought these two together would be it? Go to. When I didn't know what else to do or what else would go with my eye look, I would just do these two and it was just perfection. And they both have a great formula. Not too powdery. There's no heavy glitters. They're not dull and flat and matte. They're very natural on the skin. This guy here is from Summer, I think. The Wild Meadows collection from Chantecaille. The flower is getting a little not as flowery, but this is the blush that I'm wearing today. This blush does give a natural radiance to the skin. And I found myself gravitating towards brighter blushes this year for some reason, as you can tell. The tone on this is a lot more pinky versus the Sisley, both that are more of a fuchsia. I really love Chantecaille's blushes. I have all of the Philanthropy cheek shades. There's just something about that formula. And I've noticed all of the other blushes that they come out with, they do carry through with that type of formula. That it has a little bit of glow to the skin, natural flush, beautiful formulation, and adds just a touch of a blurring effect on the skin. This blush is from the brand VIEVE. This is the Sunset Blush Balm. This is a luminous liquid blush and it is so pretty. So as you can see, I kind of have a thing for the pinks, but then you have that Mob one, which has got like a little bit of a peachy brown-esque to it. I have VIEVE here too that kind of has that orangey brownish kind of vibe. It's illuminating, but in a natural, you look well. It is said to be a blush balm, but I kind of just categorize it as like a liquid blush, but it's a little bit more on the, just a tad thicker, not overly thick, but just the texture. It's like a balm, but not a sticky balm that you won't get on well with. And it does have a nice dry down to where it stays put on the skin and looks gorgeous all day. Now, of course, I tried a good amount of RareBeauty this year. Now, these are truly products that a little goes a long way. You don't need a lot. So this shade is Worth. Then I have Virtue, and I love the names. They're so wholesome. I like that they have different finishes. Luminous, which are these two, and then this one's a little bit more on the matte side. I tried a good amount of Valentino this year, and this I was a little surprised about. This is a liquid blush, but it also doubles as a lip product. I have used as both, and actually, surprisingly, it works nicely as both. So this is the Valentino Liquirosso 2-in-1 Soft Matte Liquid Blush and Lipstick. Packaging is really, really pretty, and the applicator is pretty cool too. So this, I will say, it might just be the color, but this gives the most natural look when it comes to blush on the skin. It is so easy to wear. It's said to be of a matte finish, but it's not a flat and dull matte. It's a nice, more natural flush of color on the cheeks. On the lips, it literally felt like nothing. I can't explain it. The texture, it's just so light and comfortable. And just this color is so pretty, isn't it? See how pretty the packaging is? And that's what I liked about it most, is just how easy and effortless it would look on the skin. It would give me just enough little bit of flush on the cheeks. But this color in particular, this was for my everyday clean girl, natural glam kind of looks. Pat it with my finger, use my sponge, dab a little on the lips. Soft and effortless, so natural and beautiful. WestmanAtelier, towards the end of the year, always comes out with beautiful holiday sets, limited edition sets, and it gives us something fun. This year did not disappoint. And that's when I picked up this set. And this set has a new product from WestmanAtelier. It is their powder blush. What an amazing formula, and especially for it being a matte blush. But again, it's not a flat, dull matte. It's just doesn't have any glitters, doesn't have any glow. It just is very natural on the skin. And she is in the color, and it's not going to swatch good at all. I did a dedicated video to this set, but this is in the shade Petal. If you don't understand, WestmanAtelier's Baby Cheeks blushes are gorgeous. Love them. But this is necessary in the line. I'm so excited for more of these, but wow. It is just such a high quality product that blends into your skin and looks beautiful, giving you just the right amount of flush. Let's talk about the best of when it comes to powders. Quick lip gloss retouch. I feel like I talked it off. This one is from Tom Ford. I could use Tom Ford lip glosses solely for the rest of my life and be totally okay with it. But there are some other lip glosses that are really good too. Oh my goodness, don't worry. I'm gonna share them when we get to the lip product day. This is the powder that I used to set my entire face today. It's by Christian Louboutin. The full name is the Teint Fétiche Les Poudres. I'm sure that's not how you say it, but that's how I'm saying it, and I'm sure you're getting it. So how this works with Christian Louboutin Beauty is you would buy the case, and then you would buy the powder. Okay, so let me show you. You buy this, okay, and then you buy this. This used to have a little embossing on it, but it's clearly gone. This is in the shade 30W. It's yellow, but it's warm. So I'm just gonna pop this back in. It's very easy. This is a very natural powder. It's a very thin, lightweight consistency. It's said to be of matte finish, but again, it's not giving you that dull and flat. It just gives you a very natural finish and doesn't look powdery and heavy on the skin. I can't do those powders. I just can't. I stay very far away from them. So I'll just tell you now, all of the powders I share with you are none are like that. You can use this powder as like a foundation, like a very light natural foundation, or you can use it as a setting powder on top of makeup. Now, I have used this on the no makeup days as like a light foundation, and it's nice. It gives you just a little bit of something on the skin. It's not a lot, it's very sheer. But just buffing it into the skin very lightly, it gives you just a little bit of something to kind of pull you together and help you look polished and kind of smooth. It's not like blurring, but because of its finish, it just kind of smooths the skin over. And of course, this is a very much a statement when you take it out of your purse to kind of touch up if you need to on the go. It is a little thick, especially in comparison to the Balm, which, oh my gosh, this is amazing too. My beloved. Yes, her. The WestmanAtelier that I use no matter what on my under eye every day. The WestmanAtelier Vital Pressed Skincare Powder in the shade Pink Bubble. Ooh, woo. I use this to set my eye every single day. Every single time I wear makeup, this is the powder that I use. I always go in with this first, and then I'll buff something else. But this is the best. This is a skincare powder. It's a skincare powder, so when you apply it, it's not going to affect the luminosity that you may have with your products underneath. But at the same time, it sets the product. So let's say you're doing full creams, okay? And you go in with this powder. It sets it, but doesn't take away from the luminosity and the natural glow, you know, that you may have. I use this powder with every single concealer, every single foundation, and it works beautifully. This Pink Bubble has a nice dip in her, and I'm proud because again, I try a lot of things, but this is my baby. And I do love that it's refillable so that when I'm ready, I can go ahead and just buy a refill. Again, this is a skincare powder, so it's got skincare in it. and it's micro milled. So the powder is so finely milled, it literally feels like nothing, all while being effective. WestmanAtelier did something really special with this one. Another one that I'm a little late to the party, but I'm glad that I came. Givenchy Prisme Libre powders. Wow. This is one of those products that I regret not trying sooner because wow, it has changed the way I do my makeup. Today I was feeling a little bright, so I went in with the pink one, but I really love using the pink one for this effect, this brightening, just wow, awake, smooth effect. And that's what you're getting with these powders. 4 different powders that mix together. The formulation is so finely milled, smooths. Do you see how smooth my skin is? It's incredible. And yes, this is something after I apply that WestmanAtelier to just set the concealer. I do go in with this little guy from Beauty Blender. It's a little dirty, but I use it to press the powder into the under eye area. I don't necessarily bake because I don't think we do that anymore. I don't think that's cool anymore. But I do press the powder in and right away I'll go and I'll dust it away. One thing I really love about these is they don't feel drying at all on the skin. There's no fragrance, and again, there are no little glittery particles. Super stuff, and I'm so glad I finally tried them. These Givenchy powders are magical. They blur your skin, they set your skin, and they give you that filtered effect. Just smooth and lightweight. They don't feel heavy. They don't look cakey. They are just, I get the hype. These are hyped for a reason. They are really, 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 really good. So those were all of the best of for 2023 when it came to blushes, bronzers, highlighters, and powders. Share some of your favorites with me. Comment them down below. Take a moment to give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I will see you tomorrow as we continue the best of beauty week. Stay beautiful, guys. See you soon.